Okay, first of all, I was not looking for a newspaper. I had no intention of buying a newspaper. I had never thought about the idea, it had never occurred to me. It was never something, it wasn't like a childhood dream, nothing. And my friend, Don Graham, who at that time I had known 15 years, I know him 20 years now, he approached me through an intermediary and wanted to know if I would be interested in buying the Washington Post. And I sent back word that I would not, because I didn't really know anything about newspapers. And Don, over a series of conversations, convinced me that that was unimportant because we had, inside the Washington Post, we have so much talent that understands newspapers. That wasn't what the problem was. What they needed was somebody who had an understanding of the internet. And so that was the first thing. That's kind of how it got started. And then I did some soul searching. And again, my decision-making process, something like this, would definitely be intuition and not analysis. The financial situation of the Washington Post at that time, this is 2013, was very upside down. The problem was a secular one. The internet was just eroding all of the traditional advantages that local newspapers had, all of them. And I said, is this something I want to get involved in? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to put some heart into it and some work into it. And I decided I would only do that if I really believed it was an important institution. And I said to myself, if this were a financially upside down, salty snack food company, the answer would be no. As soon as I started thinking about it that way, I was like, this is an important institution. It is the newspaper in the capital city of the most important country in the world. The Washington Post has an incredibly important role to play in this democracy. There's just no doubt in my mind about that. And so as soon as I had passed through that gate, I only had one more gate that I had to go through before telling Don yes, and that was I wanted to look myself, be really open with myself and look in a mirror and sort of think about the company and be sure that I was optimistic that it could work, because if it were hopeless, that would also be not something I would get involved in. And I looked at that, and I was super optimistic. And it needed to be transitioned to a national and a global publication. There's one gift that the internet brings newspapers, and that is free global distribution. So we had to take advantage of that gift, and that was the basic strategy. We had to switch from a business model where we made a lot of money per reader with a relatively small number of readers to a tiny bit of money per reader on a very large number of readers. And that's the transition that we did over last night. I'm pleased to report to you that the Post is profitable today. The newsroom is growing. It's been growing every year since I've been there. It's working, and I'm so proud of that team. And I know for a fact when I'm 80, or let's say, I always project myself forward to age 80, but as I get older, I'm starting to do 90. So I know that when I'm 90, it's going to be one of the things I'm most proud of is that I took on the Washington Post and helped them through a very rough transition.